Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
The highest that an undrafted free agent has made the roster countdown this year is number 66, interior offensive lineman Joey Fisher. He's damn good. And I was curious to see where the Niners would put him because he played right tackle his entire career for Shepherd University. Yes, you heard it right. Shepherd University. The powerhouse of, I'm going to put this out there, the PSAC. Which is the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Yes, super small school. He's got a crazy story. He is older, but the Niners and several other teams really, really like this guy. Shout out to Josh, the 49ers guru, for being the backbone of this entire series and researcher of today's episode. So he's number 66 for the 49ers. He is big, he is fast, he is strong, he is old. 6'4", 300 pounds. And again, because he played right tackle his whole career, I wasn't quite sure where the Niners were going to put him. They moved him inside. Big reason why, his arms. 32-inch arms, that's pretty short for a tackle in the NFL. Now, the Shanahan zone scheme usually can overcome a little bit of short arms, but they moved him into guard. That's where he has spent minicamp, and I think that's where he's going to stay. Now, he is older. He's 25 currently. He's going to be a 26-year-old rookie. We'll get to his whole thing that he went through to get to where he is, which is nothing short of incredible. When you get to know these players and do this research and you see what they overcome, it's just like, man, how did he get here? It's a trip. Now, athletically, he didn't get invited to the combine, but he is a freak. Ran a 5.03 40 time, which would have been one of the fastest for interior offensive linemen. You know, the 49ers got a lot of these guys. Il Manning, the same thing. He had a 1.67 10-yard split, the first 10 yards, right, which is the most important for offensive linemen. Blake Freeland, the offensive tackle out of BYU, had the best time of all offensive linemen, 1.68. He's faster than the fastest offensive lineman at the combine. Almost record-breaking. Now, again, he didn't get invited to the combine, and so you could say, well, the numbers usually are a little bit stretched at pro days, which is correct. 7.573 cone, not elite, but good. 32-inch vertical, 9.4 broad jump, and the thing that stands out most about him, 40 bench press reps at 225 pounds. That's insane. Let's put that into perspective. Trent Williams, when he was a rookie, did 23 reps. Silverback did 23. Now, Trent could probably do more now, but 40 reps this year of everybody at the combine. Andrew Voorhees was the number one of all positions with 38. He bench presses over 500 pounds. You're talking elite speed, or burst anyway. You're talking elite strength. And so I could hear somebody saying, like, man, well, that's awesome. These are amazing things. Why wasn't he drafted if he's the fastest and the strongest? Why? Why is he not drafted? Well, he's had a rough start. One super small school. He went to Clear Spring High School in Maryland. It's a 1A school, around 400 total students. I mean, he was dominant there. There's no doubt about it, but was a 2-star recruit. And a lot of that had to do with, one, small school, but also he had an injury his junior year. And so he had to sit out, and that's whenever a lot of the big-time recruitment goes. He got kind of passed over and fell to one school. Now, let's talk about what he did at high school, at Clear Spring High. One, 2-time All-Maryland defensive end. It still has records for the most sacks there. He was the school's top offensive lineman for 4 straight seasons. Lettered in basketball as a freshman. Lettered in baseball as a freshman. Was a 4-year basketball letterman. State runner-up at the shot put with a 47-9 toss. That's pretty freaking solid. His sophomore year, he goes and tears his labrum in the middle of the season. Plays out the whole season with a torn labrum. Has to have surgery afterwards, and that kept him out his junior year. That killed his recruitment. But while he was in high school, guess what? 3-year starter and team captain in high school. So he's got all these things going for him. He lands with Maryland, which, very, very good program. But the problem was, once he committed to them, he wanted to play for Randy Edstall. And after he signs his letter of intent, they fire Edstall. They try to change his position to tight end, which he didn't really want to do. The coach that recruited him, the coordinator, the coach, they were all fired. So he decides to back out of his recruitment, didn't want to change positions. He goes to Towson. After he goes there, they switch to a 3-4. He wanted to be a D-end. So he says, you know what? This ain't working. So he sits out for a whole year. Goes to work for his dad as a locksmith. Spends a whole year doing that. Then, close to home, Shepherd University reaches out to them, lands with them. Signs with them, gets a scholarship. Everything's good. But they want him to switch positions too, which I think is smart with his body type and those short arms and all those things. They want him to switch to offensive tackle. He says, quote, I just want to play, end quote. Transition took a minute. It took about a year and a half for him to finally fit into there. Then finally gets to right tackle, has a stud year, starts. Then 2020 happens with the pandemic. Sits out that year as well. So you're talking about somebody that sat out 2016, 2017, didn't play in 2018, then sat out 2020. This is why he's 26 years old, right? He's an absolute stud. There's no doubt about that. Just upside, upside, upside. And when you watch his film, he's just knocking people around nonstop. Pancakes, pancakes, pancakes. Just physical. It's just what he is. Now, whenever he does start playing for Shepherd, unbelievable. Second team All-State his first, or All-Conference his first year. First team All-Conference. Defense D2 All-American first team. Awesome. And a lot of people start seeing him because of his teammate, quarterback Tyson Bagent, who was an undrafted free agent rookie this year who signed with the Bears. And so they got a lot of eyes on him. And the dude was just unbelievable. 30 teams attended Shepherd's Pro Day. Did you hear that? 30 NFL teams attended Shepherd's Pro Day. And, he put on a show. Ran a 4.90 is what some of the hand times were, but the most common time I could find was just barely over 5 seconds. The bench and all that stuff just was awesome. So then he gets invited to the NFL PA game, dominates there. Then he gets invited to the Senior Bowl, goes to the Senior Bowl and breaks his knuckle, and so he doesn't get to finish the practices and all that stuff, and the injury kind of set him out. Now, here's the thing, okay? Here's the film on what I have seen from Joey Fisher, and it's fun. His tape's fun. It's hard to get Shepherd tape, but built like a power tackle, but has short arms. One of the best movers in the class, just crazy to see him get around, but it's more straight line speed, not super shifty, but it's more, if you want a moving interior offensive lineman, there's nobody better than this. Strong hand, shows up on tape consistently. Experience shows 43 career starts, but, here we go, gets off balance too often. Shoulders are always over his feet. Lunges, goes for the kill shot. He needs time, which is hard because he's already 25, about to be 26. This is why he didn't get drafted, right? Age, that's bad. Position change, that's bad because he's played everything at right tackle. He's going to be inside. Short arms, that's why he went undrafted. Why did he get drafted? Strength, speed, experience, upside. The 49ers paid this dude $130,000 guaranteed. Second most for all undrafted free agents. The only one that got more was Deshaun Jameson, who just a couple spots ago. But there's just something about this kid, Joey Fisher, that just makes sense. Now, we have him 66. Only 53 make the team. I do not see him making the team. But I do think that this is a practice squad candidate. I think another team probably will claim him. But the Niners want him on the practice squad. And just to make that's a challenge. He's got to beat out Ilm Manning, fellow undrafted free agent. He's got to beat out Jason Poe. And if he wants to make the roster, he's got to beat out both those guys and Nick Zakelj. I don't know if that's in the cards, but it's easy to root for this guy. Dude was freaking working full-time as a locksmith. Not that he gave up on his career, but the road that he's overcome. Torn labrum, plays through it, sits out a year. College, gets screwed over by whatever coaches and firings and whatever else, but he stuck with it. And that is the type of determination that will travel well and be well respected in a locker room. Easy kid to root for. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. And this is exactly what the Niners need with their undrafted free agent class, these super high potential home run swings. This dude will be on a 53-man roster or out of the NFL in 2 years. Like, this is not a guy that's going to hover around a practice squad. It's not. He's going to be starting or he's going to be out of the NFL. This is a home run swing. There's nothing more that you could say about it. This is not a safe double hit and, he'll have a 4-year career with like 2 starts. No. This dude will start or he's not going to make it through 1 year. I know that's a little rough, but I'm excited to see it. And, man, swing for the fences, baby. And so I'm excited to see Joey, number 66 on our roster countdown, and we're just going to keep counting them down over here at the 49ers Rush Podcast.